Hello, my name is Joshua Samuels, and I'm currently doing my internship in Portland, Oregon. Well, out here, I'm at Trackers Earth, and I am a Rangers intern. And so, I will go into a little bit more about what the Rangers part is after I give you the lowdown on the mission statement. So I'm going to read this directly from my notes because I just don't want to get it wrong. Our labor, profits, joys, and hopes are directed to generating resources that help create a village of happy people connected to nature. Now, Rangers. What do Rangers do? They focus more on the labor and the profit side of that mission statement. They work on fire starting, they work on water purification, foraging plants, and protecting the village. Next you have the Wilders. They're the caretakers of the animals. They have sheep and goats and wonderful livestock that students learn to take care of and even give birth if it's the right time of year. They also take care of the elderly. Next you have the Mariners, excuse me. They work with the sea, they fish, they trap, and they learn about transportation over the water is just as important to a village community as it is just walking over the land. Lastly, you have the Artisans. Now they are as far away from labor and profits as you can get, and as close to joys and hopes as you'll ever dream of. Those are the storytellers, the ones that drive passion and emotion and love into these kids so that they can learn to do such a thing out in their families and even grow the village stronger and larger. One of my goals comes directly from my experience with ECO. During ECO, I taught, well, if Jeff's in the room, he'll tell me I tried to teach, medicinal and edible plants. While on ECO, we did visit Canada, it's nothing like the Pacific Northwest. Out here, you have a one-of-a-kind ecological ecosystem. And out here, you have so much plants that you could eat, it's unreal. I picked 12 plants, just a dozen, for my goal. And I didn't want these dozen plants to be just something I could pick up out of a book and I could say, hey, yeah, I saw that picture before. I've read the description and I can tell you what kind of leaves it has. And maybe, if I was lucky, what you could do with it. No, I wanted to take these two hands and I wanted to pick them. I wanted to make whatever I needed to make. I wanted to use it to start fires, which leads me into my first example, the cedar tree. The cedar tree out here is like the cattail back home. It's used for everything. Specifically fire starting out here because it is so wet all the time. You can almost always get dry cedar bark under a bunch of layers of the tree and get a fire going with that. The next one I want to focus on right here for a quick second is my most enjoyable plant. It's probably my favorite snack always now. It's called wood sorrel. And out here, it's amazing. It tastes just like that green apple that isn't quite ripe. It's a little sour. Maybe it's just me into sour things. And another thing I want to stick out is during my experience with invasive plants, removing honeysuckle out at Hornfield campus, we learned how dangerous and how horrible it can be for an ecosystem when an invasive takes over. Here at Trackers, we focus on the good in things, the joy and the hope in things. So even though the Himalayan blackberry has taken over all of the Oregon blackberry and completely pushed it out of all the places that we are at, it's so easy to break it down into a fibrous form, dry it out, and make cordage out of. And since it's invasive, there's no harm. There's no limit on how much you could take because it'll just grow back very quickly. Lastly, I want to focus on the new experience. What I want to bring it back to is in the classroom, Spring Eco 2015, we focused on risk, and the perceived risk and the real risk. And so you have your comfort zone, your grown zone, and your panic zone, and you can only learn in that grown zone. And trying to get these 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, with a sheath blade that's yay long, and how they can either A, be safe with it, or B, not scared of it, is amazing. The experience of keeping them out of that panic zone and out of that comfort zone, right in that grown zone, is a crazy learning, hands-on experience. I hope you learned a little bit more about me and my internship and how it's progressing. Have a great day.